Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to do paper 1 of May-June 2013. So let's move on to question number 1. So here we have fraction, we have subtraction of fraction. So the first thing we observe is the base are not the same. So we have to find a common base for this fraction. So let's do the LCM, which means we have to do 7 times 5. So 7 times 5. And then we have to cross multiply. So here we have 4 times 5 minus 7 times 2. So now we can simplify. So 4 times 5 is 20 minus 14 divided by 35. So 20 minus 14 will be 6 over 35. And this is your answer for part A, which is 6 over 35. Okay, so now moving on to part B, we have 5 over 8 divided by 2 over 3. So whenever you see divide, we have to change this one to multiply. How do we do this? So the first one, the first part, the first fraction remains the same. Change divide into multiply. Then we have to change this side, we have to flip it upside down. So we have 3, 2. 5 times 3 is 15. 8 times 2 is 16, and that will be your answer for part B, 15 over 16. Moving on to question number 2. A bag contains red counters and blue counters. Okay, each counter there is either an odd or an even number. All right, the table shows the number of counters of each type. So we have red and blue. It has odd, so in total we have 15 red and we have 8 blue. So the sum, so total counters we have 15 plus 8, that will be 23 total number of counters. Question part A. Find the fraction of the counters that are blue. Blue will be 8 over 23. That's a fraction. And find the ratio of odd to even numbers. So odd number is 11, even is 12. So ratio will be 11 to 12. That is question number 2. Question number 3, part A. Write this length in order of size, starting with the shortest. As we can see, the units are all different, so we cannot compare them directly. So one thing we can do is we can first change the units so it becomes the same, and we can compare the numbers in front of the units. So let's try to change all the units to millimeters. So 5 centimeter, it is how many millimeters? So we know 1 centimeter is 10 millimeter. So 5 centimeter will be 50 millimeters. Okay, how about this one? We know that 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeters. So 500 meters will be 500,000 millimeters. How about this one? We know that 1 km is equal to 1 million millimeters. So it means that this one is 50 million millimeters. Okay, so now we compare which one is the smallest. So we observe this is the shortest length. It will be 5 centimeter. Then we have 500 millimeters. Then we have 500 meters, and the last one is 50 km. That is your answer for part A. Now for part B, convert 41.6 centimeter square to millimeter square. So what do we know? We know that 1 centimeter is 10 millimeter. So now let's square both sides, because you see the units here is square, so we have to find square or square. If we square both sides, we have 1 square becomes 100 millimeter square. So that is a scale. 1 centimeter square is equal to 100 millimeter square. So now we have to convert 41.6 centimeters square. This will give me, we have to times 100, so 1, 2, give me 4160 millimeter square. So your answer is 4160 millimeter square. Moving on to question number 4. A line has equation 3y equal to 2 minus x. So we know the equation of line is usually y equal to mx plus c, where m is the gradient and c is the y-intercept. So part A, find the gradient of the line. How do we do this? We need to first make y the subject of formula, just like this, and compare. So we have 3y equal to 2 minus x. So y is equal to 2 minus x divided by 3, which is, so we have to first arrange x here. So we have minus 1 over 3x plus 2 over 3. So this here will be the gradient, which is minus 1 over 3. Part B, the line passes through the point 5 and k. 5 is x, y is, k is y. Find the value of k. So we have to use the line. We know that we know the equation of the line. So let's replace the value of x and y in this equation. So 3k equal to 2 minus 5. So 3k is equal to minus 3. Value of k will be minus 1. So minus 1 will be the value of k. And that was question number 4. Question number 5. The diagram shows the region A to I. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Okay. Give the letter of the region defined by each set of inequalities. So part A, x is bigger or equal to 0. So let's find where is this line. This will be actually the y-axis. And where is this line? This is the x-axis. And where is this line? This is the line y equal to 1. And where is this line? So we see the gradient is minus 2. It needs to be going down. So it will be this line. So this line is y equal to k 4 minus 2x. So now let's see, we have a few conditions here. So the first condition here, it needs to be positive, which is on this side, which is good. Then we need y is less than 1. So it needs to be below, in between here right now. And then we have y is less than, so y is less than, it needs to be on this side, which means the region F. Okay, and for this one, we have the line y is bigger than 1. So we have this first line, it needs to be above the line, okay? Then we have y is less than x minus 2. So where's this line first? So the line has a positive gradient. It means it's going up, so it will be this line. So the first condition is it needs to be above this line, but it needs to be less than this line. So here right now we have these two regions, D and E, and the last one will be no, so actually we have a few regions. We have all this actually. We have this part actually, my bad. We have to find the last equation, which is y is less than 5 minus x. So where is this line? This line is here. Y equal to 5 minus x. It needs to be below this line. Okay, so we have three conditions. It needs to be above this line. It needs to be less than this line. Oh, I mean, I was right. So less than this line, and less than this line. So it'll become this E. Your answer will be E, in between. So one more time, it needs to be above this line, which will be up on this side. It needs to be below this line. It needs to be below. So it will be these two regions. And then it needs to be below this line. So these two below this will be only E left. So your answer will be E for part B. That was question number 5. Question number 6. The diagram shows a triangle A. So triangle A is here. Question part 1. Reflect the triangle A in the line x equal to 1. So where's the line x equal to 1? So let's draw the line x equal to 1. It will be this line. Okay, that's the line x equal to 1. How do we reflect A onto this line. So we have to count. So this point we have to count 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 becomes this point. And this point becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's it. So now we have this triangle, and this is triangle B, which is the reflection in the line x equal to 1. That was part 1 of the questions. So now moving on to part B. Rotate the triangle A through 90 degrees clockwise, which is in this direction, clockwise, about the point -1, 3. Okay, let's find the point first. Where is the point -1, 3? So the point is -1, 3. That's the center. We have to rotate by 90 degrees, so 90. So this point by 90 will be here. This point by 90, it will be here, right? And then this point by 90, it will be here. Okay, so let's just join the points and label this triangle C. Okay, that is triangle C. And that was question number 6. Question number 7. The diagram shows a scale used to measure water level in a river. Okay, that's the scale and that's the reading. The table shows the readings in meters at the beginning of each month. That's the table we have, and this is the reading at the beginning of each month. Part A. The diagram shows water level at the beginning of June. So June is given here. Complete the table with the June reading. So we can see that June is right in between -1 and -1.5. So in between will be -1.25. Okay, so moving on to part B. Work out the difference between the highest and the lowest level shown in the table. So what is the highest level? Highest will be 1.3. So we have to find the difference, so minus. What is the lowest reading? Is -1.9. So minus minus become plus. So 1.3 plus 1.9, that will be 3.2. So part B, answer is 3.2 meters. Part C, the August reading was 0.4 meters higher than the July reading. So what is the July reading? July is -1.9. So we have to do -1.9 higher plus 0.4 will be -1.5. So your answer is -1.5 meters for July, for August. And that is question number 7. Number 8, part A. James think of a 2-digit number. It is a cube number. It is an even number. What is his number? So what cube number do you know? We know 1 times 1 times 1. We know 2 times 2 times 2. 3 times 3 times 3. 4 times 4 times 4. 5 times 5 times 5. 6 times 6 times 6. So let's find out. This will be 1. This is 8. This is 27. This is 64. This is 125 and 216, right? So here he needs a cube number, so it will be one of those. It is an even number. It will be this or this or this, but it needs to be a 2-digit number, so the number will be this. So the cube number, which is also even, will be 64. That is part A. Part B. Omar thinks of a 2-digit number. It has a factor. It is a factor of 78. So let's find all the factors of 78. 78 divided by 2, we have 33. So 3, we have 1 remaining. That will be 9. Divided by 3, that will be 13. So 78 equal to 2 times 3 times 13. So here we have, it needs to be 2 digits and prime number. So the answer will be 13. So part C, write down an irrational number between 1 and 2. So one trick that I use, let's say we have to find a number between 1 and 2. So what is 1? 1 is also the square root of 1, right? And what is 2? 2 is also the square root of 4. So in between we can have square root of 2, square root of 3. So these two numbers will be irrational. So in this case I can just choose square root of 3 as my answer. You could also choose square root of 2 and it will be irrational between 1 and 2. That was question number 8. So now moving on to question number 9. Write this number correct to 2 significant figures, so 2 SF. So we leave the first 2 number alone. We ask ourselves if this number is bigger or equal to 5. If it is, then we add 1 to the first 2 number. So 40 plus 1 is 41. So it becomes it is 41, and the rest becomes 0. So 0.00. So your answer will be 0.0041, and the rest become 0. So part B, square root of 131 lies between 2 consecutive integers. Complete the inequality below with these integers. So let's find what integers lie in between this one. So we know that 12 times 12 is what? Is 144, right? And we know that 11 times 11 is 121. We know that let's try 13 times 13 will be 169, and 10 times 10 will be 100. So where is 131 in between? 131 is in between 144 and 121. As you can see, 131 is between 121 and 144. So it means that so the square root of 121 will be in between the square root of 131, will be between the square root of 144, which is 121 is 11 times 11, so it will be 11 in between 131 in between 12. So 2 consecutive numbers will be 11 and 12. Okay, so now part C, add brackets to the statement below to make it correct. So we have to use the rule of BODMAS, so we can know where to add the brackets. So we can only do this by trial and error. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, so we have to try and see what can be done. So where can we add the bracket? So if you add the bracket here, we will have 6 plus 1, which is 7, not good. If you add the bracket here, we will have 3 times 3, 9, so we have to add the bracket here, if that makes sense. So 3 times 2 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 squared is 49. So bracket will be on the whole thing, power will be outside. So that is question number 9. Question number 10. This is the universal set, numbers from 1 to 10. Set A is odd numbers, so that will be 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And set B will be multiples of 3, will be 3, 6, 9. That's it, right? Complete the Venn diagram to illustrate this information. So here we have what is in common. We have 3 and 9 in common, so 3, 9. B has 6 remaining, and the rest will be 1, we have 5, we have 7, right? And outside we have 8 left, and also we have 10. So we have number 2 as well. So 1, 2, 3, we have 4 as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's it. So find number of A union B. So this 2 set union B, we have how many numbers? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that will be 6. list the elements of A intersection B dash. So A intersection outside of B will be this. So the elements will be the set of 1, 5, 7. So only A will be only this. That was question number 10. So now moving on to question 11. A photo is 10 centimeters long. It is enlarged so that all dimensions are increased by 20%. Find the length of the enlarged photo. The length will be, we have to do 20%. Let's find out by how much it was enlarged. So we have 10 by 2 centimeters. So the new length will be 10 plus 2 will be 12. Right. So now find the ratio of the area of the enlarged photo to the area of the original photo. So the size is actually ratio of 12 to 10. That's for the length. So for area, we have to square, right? Because the unit of length is centimeter, area is square, so we have to square. But let's first try to simplify this. Divide by 10 on both sides. What do we have? Okay, whatever. Let's do square first. Square both sides. We have 12 square, and 10 square. We have 144 and 100. So we have to make this become 1, as you can see here. It has to be 1. So divide by 100 on both sides. We have 1 here, and this becomes 1.44. So your answer, part B, will be 1.44. And that was question number 11. Question number 12. The diagram below shows triangle ABC. We have A, B, and C. That's a triangle. Part A. Construct the perpendicular bisector of AB. So AB is this line. We have to draw the perpendicular bisector. That's very easy. So we have to go to point A, use our compass. We have to draw an arc which is on both sides. So let's go more than halfway, and then an arc here, and draw another arc here on this side. Now we switch to point B. We draw an arc to cut the first arc. So cut and cut. As you can see, we have 2 points of intersection. So we have to join them together to form the bisector of A and B. So that's our first answer. Okay, so as you see, this is 90. There will be perpendicular bisector of the line AB. So now shade the region. So shade the region inside the triangle containing points that are closer to A than to B, which will be on this side, closer to A, and more than 6 centimeters from C. So we have to draw another locus to find where is more than 6 centimeters from C. So we have to use a ruler. Let's measure 6 centimeters. This will be about here. So let's go to point C. And here it needs to be inside, so we can just draw this inside, as you can see, inside of the triangle. So now, again, so shade the region inside this triangle containing points which are closer to A, so it will be on this side, and then that's the first condition, and more than 6 centimeters from C. So from the point C, it needs to be more than 6. So the required region will be this region. And that is your answer for part B. That was question number 12. Question number 13, we have A equal to this matrix, B equal to this matrix. Find A minus B. So let's replace. A is 2 minus 2, 3, 0, minus B, minus 2, minus 3, 4, 1. Okay, so 2 minus minus 2 is 4, 3 minus 4 is minus 1, minus 2 minus minus 3 is minus 2 plus 3, that will be 1. 0 minus 1 will be minus 1. And this is your answer for part A. So you can write your answer here, in this region. So that will be better, but let's move on to part B. Find A inverse. A inverse is equal to 1 over determinant of A times the adjacent matrix of A. So let's find determinant of A first. So how do you find determinant of A? So let's find that out. So det of A equal to 2 times 0 minus 3 times minus 2. So that will be 0 minus 6, that will be 6. Okay, so now we have to find the adjacent of A. So adjacent of A is equal to what? So we have to flip those two. So 0 goes up, 2 goes down, and we have to change the sign of those two. So 2 becomes plus 2, sorry, minus 2 becomes plus 2, and 3 becomes minus 3. Okay, so now we have those two values. We just have to replace that back in. So A inverse becomes 1 over determinant of A, which is 6, 1 over 6, times this matrix, 0, 2, minus 3, 2. And you can also simplify, but that's okay as well. This will be your answer for part B. That's question number 13. Sophia earns $7.60 for each hour she works. So $7.60 per hour. That's her pay rate. She starts work at 7:45 a.m. and finishes work at 4:30 p.m. So let's find the difference. So we know that 4:30 p.m. is 16:30 minus 7:45 is the time she began work. So that will be what? So 2:10 minus 5 is 5. That will be 5 and 6. 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, 45. And this will be 15 minus 7 is 8. So she worked for 8 hours and 45 minutes. So let's convert 45 minutes into hours. We know that 60 minutes is 1 hour. So 45 minutes is 1 over 60 times 45, which will give you, if we divide by 15, we have 3 and 4. So 3/4 of an hour. Okay, so she worked for 8 hours and, sorry, for 8 3/4 hours, which is the same as 8.75 hours. So now we have to find out how much does she earn for the day. So she gets paid $7.60 per hour. So we have to times 760. So let's do it one by one. So let's do first 8 times 760. We'll see how much that is. So 8 times 7, sorry, let's do that this way. 760 times 8. So 0 will be 0. That will be 48. And then 7 times 8 will be 56. Plus 4 is 60. So we have two decimal place, so 60, 80 for the 8 hours. And now for the 0.5 hour, we have to do same thing, 7.60 times 0.5. Right. So one by one, 0 times 5 will be what? Or we could just do fraction, much easier. Let's do fractions. So 3 over 4 times 760. Divide by 4, we have 1. So we have 1 here. We have 3, and we have 9, 0. So we have 190 times 3. That will give me what? So let's do it, cut this, let's do it here. So 190 times 3. 0 times 3 will be 0. 27. 3, 5. So we have two decimal place. So two decimal place we have here. So this is for the 3/4 hour. Is this and 8 hours? So we add them both. We have what? So she works for, let's write this here. So she works for 60 plus 5 70, that will be 0, 15, 6, 6. So she earns $66.50 for 8 hours and 8 hours and 3/4, so which is 45 minutes, right? Okay, so moving on to part B. Marlon earns $1,500 each month. He pays rent of $525 each month. Find the amount he pays in rent as a percentage of his earnings. So pretty easy. Rent is $525 divided by earning, which is 1,500 times 100 for percentage. Simplify, we have 0, 0, 0, 0. Divide by 5, we have 3. We have 1, 0, 5. Divide by 3, we have 1. We have 3, 1, and 5, 35. So part B is 35%. And that is question 14. Question number 15. P is directly proportional to the square of Q. So P is directly proportional to the square of Q, which means P equal to K times Q square. So now we say when P equal to 9, Q equal to 6. So P equal to 9, Q equal to 6. So let's replace the value in the equation to find the value of K. So 9 equal to K times 6 square is 36, which means K has value of 9 divided by 36. So the equation will be P equal to 9 over 36 Q square. Okay, part B. Find the values of Q when P is equal to 25. Okay, so we have to replace this in the equation. So P is 25. Find the value of Q. So we can do cross multiply. We will have, let's bring this here, we have 25 times 36 divided by 9. So here I realized that we could also simplify this. It will become 1 over 4. So P is actually 1/4 Q square. So it's the same, but I just forgot to simplify. So here we have this equal to Q square. Simplify, we have 4. So Q square equal to 25 times 4, which is 100. Q is square root of 100. So answer will be minus 10 or 10. So that will be question 15. So now moving on to question number 16. Those are indices that we have to solve. So we have power of -2. So we first want to convert this to positive. So what is 4? 4 is actually 4 divided by 1, right? So what is this? So 4 power 2 is actually 4 divided by 1 power of -2. So now we want to convert the -2 into 2. So we have to flip the inside up and down. It becomes 1 over 4 power 2. So now we can simplify. It becomes 1 power 2 divided by 4 power 2, 1 over 16. That will be your answer for part A. Moving on to part B, we have, let's write this bigger. So we have 9x y power 6 and x cube y 2. This is on the inside. Let's first simplify this on the inside. So y6 y2 cut, y4 y1 cut becomes x2, sorry. So we have 9 y4 divided by x2 that is remaining. So what is 9? 9 is also 3 power 2 y4 divided by x2. So now we have to bring in the power of half. So power of half. So it will become, so 3 power 2 times half, it becomes 3. 4 times half will become y2 divided by 2 half will be x. So your answer will be 3y2 divided by x. And that is question number 16. Question number 17. So the diagram shows part of an earring. This is earring. It is the shape of a sector of a circle of radius 3, angle 45 degrees, from which a sector of radius 2, angle 45 has been removed. Pretty easy. Part A, calculate the shaded area. So how do we find this area? So we have to first find the area of the big one minus the area of the small one to find the area of the shaded one. So pretty easy. So we have to use a formula. So area of sector is equal to angle, let's call it the angle x, divided by 360 times pi r squared. That will be area of sector. So let's find that. So what is the area of the big sector? So radius is 3, angle is 45. So big sector will be 45 degrees divided by 360 times pi r square will be 3 squared minus the area of the small sector to find this region as required. Small sector will be 45 over 360 times pi, and radius will be 2 squared. So now we can factorize. We can take this out. We will have 45 divided by 360 pi. So here we have 9 minus 4 on the inside. This will become, so if you divide by, let's divide by 9. We have 5, and here we have 40. Divide by 5, we have 1, we have 8. So 1 over 8 pi times 9 minus 4 is 5. So the answer will be 5 over 8 pi. So 5 over 8 pi centimeter square is your answer for part A. So moving on to part B. The earring is cut from a sheet of silver. The mass of 1 centimeter square of silver is 1.6. By taking the value of pi to be 3, estimate the mass of the earring. Okay, so we know that 1 centimeter square is 1.6 gram. So now the area is 5 over 8 pi centimeter square, which is what? 1.6 times 5 over 8 pi, which is, so we have to take pi as 3. So let's replace that. We have 1.6 times 5 times pi, which is 3, divided by 8. Divided by 8, we have 1. Here we have 2. So 5 times 3 is what? 5 times 3 is 15 times 2. So 0.2 times 15 will be, so let's first do 2 times 15 will be 30. Here we have 1 decimal place, so 1 decimal place, your answer will be 3. So estimation for the mass of the earring will be 3 grams for question part B. This is question number 17. Question number 18. The table shows information about the annual coffee production of some countries in 2010. Country we have Brazil, Vietnam, Colombia, Indonesia, and this is the number of bags per year they produce of coffee. Part A. In 2010, Brazil produced 48 million bags of coffee. Complete the table with coffee production from Brazil using standard form. So how much is 48 million? 48 million will be times 10 power 6. So in standard form it will be, you have to move 1 decimal place, it will be 4.8 times 10 power 7. That is part A. Now part B. How many more bags of coffee were produced in Vietnam than in Colombia? So we have to do Vietnam minus Colombia. Vietnam is 1.85 times 10 power 7. Colombia is 9.2 times 10 power 6. So now the powers are different. We cannot do minus, so we have to send 110 here. We will have 18.5 times 10 power 6 minus 9.2 times 10 power 6. So now we have power 6, power 6. We can just minus these two. So 18.5 minus 9.2, we have 3 point, so this is 3 and this is 9. So answer will be 9.3 times 10 power 6. So part C, the mass of a bag of coffee is 60 kilogram. Work out the number of kilograms of coffee produced in Indonesia. So Indonesia, we have how many bags of coffee? 8.5 times 10 power 6. So 8.5 times 10 power 6, that's the number of bags from Indonesia. The mass of one bag is 60 kg. So find the number of kilograms of coffee produced. So we have the times 60. So let's do that. So what do we get? We have 6.5 times 60. 8.5. Let's do 8.5 times 60. So 0 is here, and then we have this, which will be 5 times 6 is 30. 8 times 6 is 48 plus 3, which is 51. So one decimal place here. So this will give me 510 times 10 power 6. So your answer needs to be in standard form, which will become 5.1 times 10 power 8. So answer is 5.1 times 10 power 8 kilograms for the coffee weight in Indonesia. That was question number 18. Question number 19, part A. Keith records the number of letters he received each day for 20 days. That's the total number of days, which is 20 days. His results are shown in the table. So we have letters 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and frequency. Here we go. So part 1, write down the mode. The mode has the most frequency, so let's look. So 6 is the most, so mode will be 1. Work out the mean. So the mean, let's find out letters on each day. Letters on it, so 0 times 4 will be 0, 6, 6, 6, 4, and 20. So we just multiply them to find the number of letters. So 6 plus 6 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18, 18 plus 4 is 22, 22 plus 20 will be 42. So 42 is the sum of letters, so the mean will be the sum divided by number, which is 20 days. So 42 divided by 20 will be what? Divide by 2, we have 2, 1, 10, 2.1. The mean will be 2.1. Now part B, over the same 20 days, Emma received a mean of 1.7 letters each day. So we have 20 days. How many letters did Emma receive altogether? So pretty easy. 20 days, 1.7 each day. So we have 1.7 times 20. So 0 gone, this is gone. So 17 times 2 will be 34. So the answer will be she received 34 letters over the 20 days. And that is question number 19. Question number 20, part A. Solve this equation. So what can we do is we can first find the LCM on the left hand side. So let's take one by one. Left hand side first. On the left we have 3x over 4 plus 2x minus 1 over 2. So let's express this as a single fraction. So we find the LCM. 4 times 2 is 8. Now we cross multiply, we have 3x times 2 plus 4 times 2x minus 1. So now we simplify, what do we have? So 3x times 2 will be 6x plus 4 times 2x will be 8x minus 4 divided by 8. So that will be 6 plus 8 will be 14x minus 4 divided by 8. So we can simplify this. We can divide by 2 on both sides. What do we have? We have 4, and divide by 2 we will have 7 and 2. So for now we have 7x minus 2 divided by 4 equal to 3. So we can cross multiply. We have 7x minus 2 equal to 12, which means 7x equal to 12 plus 2, which is 14. So x is 14 divided by 7, which is 2. The answer is 2. Part B, write as a single fraction in its simplest form. So we will do the same thing we did above, same steps. So the first thing is, let's find a common base. LCM, we have to multiply these two. So we have x plus 4 times x minus 1. Then we cross multiply. We have 5 times x minus 1 plus 2x plus 4. Now we simplify. Here we have 5x minus 5 plus 2x plus 8 divided by x plus 4, x minus 1. And here we have to simplify. 5x plus 2x is 7x. Minus 5 plus 8 will be plus 3. Divide by x plus 4, x minus 1. So you can try to expand this as well. Okay, let's do that. Why not? Expand this. We have x minus 1 plus 4x minus 1. That will be x squared minus x plus 4x minus 4, which will be x squared plus 3x minus 4. So your answer here will become 7x plus 3 divided by x squared plus 3x minus 4. And that is your answer for part B. That was question number 20. Question number 21. A group of 80 students took a physics test. This table shows the distribution of their marks. Mark frequency is the group and the frequencies. Pretty easy. Part A. Complete the cumulative frequency table. For the first one, less or equal to 10 will be 4. This one we have to add those two. Becomes 12 plus 4 is how much? It will be 12 plus 4 is 16. So 16. And less than 30 will become this much. Will be 14 plus 16. That will be 30, right? 30. So now for less than 40, we have 22 plus 30. That will be 52. And if you have less than 50, we have 18 plus 52. That will be 70. And the last one, 10 plus 70 will be 80. So 80. Okay, that is the table for the cumulative frequency table. So now, part B, draw the curve on for this information. So this is our x-axis and this is our y-axis. So the first point we have is 10, 4. Okay, go on the graph. First point is 10 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 4 will be 0. So 2 and 4 will be here. So that's the first point. 10, 4. Second point will be 20, 16. So 20, 16 will be, that's 10 here. Third point will be 30, 30. So 30, 30. Okay. And the next one will be 40, 52. So 40, 52 will be here. And we have 50, 70. 50 and 70 is here. And the last one is 60, 80. 60, 80 will be this point here. Okay, so now we have to join all the points to form the cumulative frequency curve. So usually it has a shape like this. So it will not be, you have to make sure it's pretty smooth, but I will try my best with my pen. So it will be almost like that. Okay, so in most cases, a cumulative frequency curve always have the shape of this, like this. It has to go up and down. So try to make this shape as you can. So it will be almost this answer or like that. Okay, so that is part B. Now part C. The pass mark for the test is 45. Use your curve to estimate the number of students who passed. So 45 is the mark we need, so 45 is here. So we have to use a ruler for this one. So let's find the number of students who passed the test. So we cut the curve at this point. So this is the number here. Okay, the number is actually 62. So this number is 62. So everyone below this number here failed the test, and everyone above this number passed the test. So the question asks you, how many students passed the test? So passing will be this number of people, this length. This is pass, and the one below is fail. So pass will be 80 minus 62. Let's try that. So 80 minus 62 will be 7, 10. 10 minus 2 will be 8, 18. So 18 students passed the test. And that is for question number 21. Question number 22. Varun leaves home at 1 p.m., cycles for 12 kilometers to college. So distance from home to college is 12 kilometers. That's the first information we know. Distance is 12 km. Next part. The distance time graph below shows Varun's journey. So this is Varun's journey. Let's call it V. So now his sister Kiran leaves college at 1:10 p.m. So 1:10 will be here. That's the time she leaves college. Leaves home, sorry. And cycles home, leaves college, my bad, it was here actually. College is here, we leave college here. And cycles home on the same road at a constant speed of 16 kilometers per hour. So let's see how much time she takes to reach home. So her speed is 16 kilometers for 1 hour. So the distance is 12 kilometers. So 12 kilometers will be what? 12 kilometers will be 1 divided by 16 times 12. It will be divided by 4. We have 3 over 4. So 3 over 4 hour, which is 45 minutes. So she will take 45 minutes to arrive home. So let's plot the points. She leaves college at 1:10 and she arrives home after 45 minutes. It will be 55. So we have to join this point to this point for Kiran's journey. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So it is a straight line because the speed is constant. That's why we have a straight line for Kiran's journey. Let's call it K for Kiran. So now for part B. How far was Kiran from home when she passed Varun? So let's find the point of intersection. So she passed Varun at this point. How far was she from home? So let's find the distance. She was from home. So let's join it to the graph. Okay, so we have this. This is the reading of 6. That will be 7. Actually, it is in between, so that will be 7. So distance from home will be this height. So 7 minus 0, that will be 7. So that's the distance she was from home when she passed Varun. Okay, so now moving on to part C. Find Varun's speed for the first 20 minutes of his journey. So we have a distance time graph. So speed on this graph is gradient. So first 20 minutes will be here to here, which is, as you can see, it's a triangle what is the gradient of this triangle? The height is 6, base is 20 minutes. Okay. So height is what? Height is 6 kilometers, base is 20 minutes. So we need to find the answer in hour. So it becomes 6 over 20, that's kilometers, divide by 60 to make it hour. So it becomes 6 over 20 times 60. 3, so the answer will be 18. So answer will be 18 kilometers per hour for Varun's speed for this part. So now going on to part D. On the grid below, draw the speed time graph for Varun's journey. So speed is the gradient of this graph. So we know that for the first 20 minutes, the speed was constant because it's a straight line at 18. So let's do that. For the first 20 minutes, so 13 to 20, the speed was 18. So this to this point, it was constant at 18 for the first 20 minutes. So that's the first part of the journey. And then what happened? So we can see that from here to here, he stopped. So the gradient is 0, which means the speed is 0. From, so that was 1:25, right? So the time it took him here, it will be 0. So that's the other part of the journey. So the speed is 0. And for the last part, we can see that it goes from here to here. So what is this time? Will be here, and here will be 25. So 125 to, this is 45. So what is the length of this one small square? So this 10 square is 10 minutes. 1 square is 1 minute. So 41, 42, 43. So 13, 43. Right. So what is the speed from this point to this point? It will be the gradient. So what is the length of the base? Will be 43 minus 25 is, let's do that here. 43 minus 25 will be 3, 10, 8. It took him 18 minutes to go from here to here. Okay, and what is the height? The height is, it's 12 minus 6, which is 6. So let's find the speed again. So it will be, he traveled 6 kilometers in 18 minutes. All right. So how much is that in hour? Let's do that. So in 1 hour, which is divide by 60. So 18 minutes, she took 6 kilometers, 60 minutes will be divided by 18 times 60. Let's simplify. We will have 1, 3, 20. So we found the speed from here to here was 20. So the speed from this time to 43 was 20. 20 is a point here, and 20 is a point here. So that's it for Varun's journey. So we just have to join the points together, and then we have the graph for Varun's journey. But the main point here is just to know that when you have a distance time graph, and if you want to find the speed on that graph, it is a gradient. That's the main point you need to know. And this is question number 22. Question number 23, we have B, C, D are points on the circle center O. B, A, and D are tangents at this point and this point to the circle, and they join at point A. So first question, show that triangles ABO and ADO are congruent. The meaning of congruent is show that they are the same, everything the same. Okay, so the first observation we have is that, okay, we see O joining D and joining B. So it means that These two are the same. Why? Because they are the radius of the circle. That's the first observation we have. And then we realize that this is a tangent joining point D to O, which means this is 90 degrees and this is also 90 degrees. And this is a common line for both triangles. So these two are the same. So for now we have two same line and the angle is the same. So let's write that down one by one. So let's write the angle first. So angle for triangle ABO. So angle ABO is equal to angle ADO, which is 90. So reason is tangent to circle. That's the first reason. And then here we have line OD. We have OD equal to, so let's write the first one because we have an order here. Let's write the first one first, which is OB. So OB equal to OD because they are the radius of the same circle, right? Radius of same circle. And the next one we have AO, which is the same. AO is the same, that is, they are common in both triangles as well. Okay, so we have this side and two angle, and now let's find out the side. So from this we can derive that because this is a tangent, tangent extension joining to line A, and same thing here happening again. So tangent at point B, there it is extended from the same length of radius going to a point, means that this will be also the same. So in the end we have AB is equal to AD. So here we were able to prove that since all sides I would say corresponding side, since all the corresponding sides are equal, triangles ABO and ADO are congruent. So for the last part, it is the simple logic that this is a tangent at point D and this is a tangent at point B. If we extend the tangents and we extend the tangent to the same circle, they will join on the point and those two lines will be the same. That's the logic behind this one. And we have proven that the sides are all the same, corresponding sides, so it is obvious they are congruent, which is the same triangle. So now part B, what special type of quadrilateral is ABOD? Where is ABOD? So ABOD, so we have these two same, these two same. It is obvious that this is a kite. So that will be a kite. So now for the last part, we have angle BCD is 68. Where is 68? Is here. BCD is 68. Find the angle BAD. Where is BAD? So BAD. Find this angle. So we observe that this is angle at circumference, which is 68. We know that the angle at center is twice the angle at circumference. So twice will be 68 times 2, which will be 16 and 138. So this big angle is 136. But since this side and this side are equal, these two will be equal as well. So 136 divided by 2 will be 68 and 68. So what is the size of this angle? So here we have a triangle. This is 90, 68, and this is what? This will be 180 minus 90 minus 68. So that will be around 22. That will be your answer for part C. 22 degrees for angle BAD. And that is question number 23. Okay, so yes, I realized I made a mistake here because it's asking for the angle BAD, which is actually this big angle, BAD. If this is 22, this will be 44, because these two are the same, so 22 plus 22, that will be 44. So the answer here will be 44 degrees. Okay, so that is question number 23. Question number 24, part A. Expand and simplify this equation. So how do you expand this? So we take t, which is the first one, times the bracket, and then we take the second one, which is minus 5, times t plus 3. Expand. T times t is t squared plus 3t minus 5t minus 15. So we have t squared minus 2t minus 15. And this will be your answer for part A. Moving on to part B, factorize this. So we realize that this is a square number, this is a square number as well. So we have 8x squared minus 3y squared. So when we have two square numbers subtraction, we have 8x plus 3y and 8x minus 3y. So this will be your answer. Part C. We have 6ab minus 2a minus 3a squared plus 4b. So we have b here, we have b here. We'll take it on one side. So here we have minus 2a minus 3a squared on one side, and then we have plus 6ab plus 4b. So b on one side, a on one side. So now let's factorize. Minus is common and a is common, so we have minus a. You will have 2 plus 3a inside, plus we have 2 is common and b is common. We will have 3a plus 2. So we see this is the same as this, so we can take it out. We have 2 plus 3a. So what's remaining will be minus a plus 2b, so same as 2b minus a. This will be your answer for part C. Moving on to part D. So write this as this. So this is basically completing squares. So how do you complete squares? So you ask ourselves the first question. Is the coefficient of x squared 1? Yes, it is, right? So now we can move to step number 2. We will write this as x squared minus 6y, leave some space, plus 3. So now we have to add a number and minus the same number here. So what number do we add? We take the number here, which is minus 6. The coefficient of x will be minus 6 divided by 2 square. So we plus minus 6 divided by 2 square. Since we add it, we have to also minus it. So minus 6 divided by 2 square. So now we simplify. What do we have? We have x squared minus 6x. This will be a 2, 1, 3. Minus 3 square will be plus 9. So plus 3 minus 9. So this part will become x. So x minus will be here, and then 3 will be the inside one. So inside here, what do we have? Let's bring this here to, so here we had minus 6 over 2, and if we have minus 3 square. So inside we had 3. So we have to put square here, and outside we have 3 minus 9 will be minus 6. So your answer will be x minus 3 square minus 6. Okay, so hence solve the equation. So we have to take this equal to 0. So x minus 3 square minus 6 equal to 0. So x minus 3 square equal to 6. X minus 3 equal to plus minus square root of 6. So x equal to 3 plus minus square root of 6. This will be your answer for part D. And that is question number 24.